Hey, Paul.
Hey, guys.
What's happening, man?
It's Friday.
It is Friday. I have to apologize up ahead of time. My voice is taking a bit of strain. I've got a house full of sick kids and just can't kick this cold, man.
Another feeling. We've got a similar story at home. The kiddies have been home all week because of the dreaded loogie. It really pisses me off. You know, you send them to school that you pay a fortune for, and all it is a petri dish of viruses.
That's a big negative thing with the kids' schools that you don't realize, eh?
Yeah. And then they bring all that stuff home, and then you inevitably end up wearing it.
Well, that's what's happened to me. Kids went to some place or whatever, and the whole house has been man down for about 3 weeks. I tell you what, it's been a flipping nightmare.
Shit. But, on the upside, episode 198 today. So we're only 2 episodes away from that golden number 200.
Yeah, we haven't had further discussions or input as to what the plan is for number 200. We haven't decided yet, but we're going to do something.
Yeah, I don't know why it's such a big deal, but
it is a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal. You know, it's been. Remember, we did that. We got together for after episode 10. Episode 10 was like major, and then we went out and celebrated. It was during the pandemic.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So we got to do something for 200. We will do. But about as healthy as my immune system is at the moment, South African aviation taking a bit of a hit this week. Starting off with a suspension of approaches. Now, you might know more about this than me, but just looking at the stories and reading the posts of pilots and passengers affected by it, the suspension of certain flight approaches at some smaller airports in South Africa raises serious questions about the ability of the South African Air Traffic Navigation Service to maintain the hardware and procedural infrastructure in its care. ATNS suspended procedures for all instrument navigation flight approaches indefinitely while it continued to conduct a related maintenance program. Pilots may fly visual approaches in favorable weather conditions, but at night or during adverse weather, such approaches may not be permissible. ATNS is currently short-staffed and short-skilled, leading to congestion and infrastructure issues. Affected airports include George, Kimberley, Uppington, East London, Mthatha, and Polokwane. And then in a separate bit of news, I saw Plet Airport closed now as well due to non-compliance with regulatory requirements. Okay, that's not an ATNS thing, but let's stick with ATNS at the beginning. Yes, those are some smaller airports, but George, Kimberley, East London, they pretty major airports as well in the infrastructure of South African aviation.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're the feeder airports that support the whole hub and spoke system.
Yeah.
And it's very unfair to the domestic and regional carriers that they get affected by this, because it doesn't make the jobs for the pilots any easier. And I mean, it really shouldn't be allowed to get to the extent where it's affecting the profitability of the airlines.
No, it shouldn't. And someone said there, so it speaks here about a program. You know, this is all part of, they'll be sorting this out as part of a longer term program. What program? Come on, man.
That's bullshit.
That's all bullshit. That's what you say when you've stuffed up.
When you know what the fuck you're talking about. But
now it's part of a program.
Between ATNS, AXA, and I think Eskom, they've done a fine job of pissing off all the airlines the last couple of weeks. I mean, we see this story that happened in Cape Town last Sunday with a power outage.
Yeah, how's this? So Sunday evening.
Disruption, yeah.
Cape Town International Airport, significant power outage. Affected, of course, aircraft systems. Outage led to major flight disruptions, with flights unable to land or depart. They had to divert. I saw Port Elizabeth look like Heathrow there for a few minutes with a whole bunch of Fly Safair aircraft there. Airline Association of South Africa expressed concern over these types of failures, emphasizing the economic impact of reliable air transport infrastructure.
Yeah.
You can't really the margins are so thin as it is. To have issues like this, it just does. It actually, it's not feasible.
Yeah.
It's just not feasible for the airlines. So not good, South Africa.
Not at all.
Up your game, please.
On the thread of airlines being pissed off or having things to be pissed off about, I'd imagine that Airlink weren't too thrilled with the latest headline news this week coming from South African Airways.
Yeah, what's that news?
They're reigniting their route from Johannesburg to Lubumbashi.
Their route?
Yeah, their route, man. It wasn't originally their route, and then SA Express had it, which it was...
it was the only route that SA Express made money on, I believe.
Yeah. And then obviously Link climbed on that when everything went tits up.
Okay, so do you think Roger Foster is losing any sleep over the fact that SAA is starting up Joburg Lubumbashi?
I don't think he's losing any sleep, but I'm pretty sure he'd be like... It's a bit of a nuisance. It's like, oh, fuck's sakes, must they really?
Like a tax return.
Yeah.
Departures from OR will be Monday to Friday, 10:50, arriving at Lubumbashi at 13:20, and then Lubumbashi Monday to Friday, 14:20, arriving 17:15. So exactly the same times as the original SA Express slots back in the day.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't really even know what to say about that.
Nah, you know me. Any chance I get to smear one on SAA, I'll take it.
You'll do it. I got some recruitment news here. Duncan posted this, calling all South African pilots expression of interest to gauge how many people might be interested in joining in order to plan a roadshow in South Africa. Wizz Air UK are offering the opportunity to relocate to the UK with a sponsored visa scheme and Arcao to UK license conversion. There's a form. I'll leave it here in the show notes as well. Positions are available for type-rated direct entry captains, senior FOs to be based in London. The requirements for these positions are detailed on the Wizz Air career website.
It's not the first time we see something like this. I think Ryanair tried it last year.
Yeah, they did, huh?
Similar thing. And did you sort of ever hear of how many people actually took that up? I didn't hear of a lot of guys going.
Tarquin went, I think.
Yeah, but Tarquin was already stuck up in North Africa, so for him it was a massive upgrade.
Are you saying it's not an upgrade if you're going from South Africa? It's only an upgrade if you're going from sort of...
From Dakar. No, of course it would be an upgrade, but just like I didn't hear of like a mass exodus of Oaks running for the Ryanair thing. So,
because all the people that are in South Africa flying, I still feel like they've kind of
still in flight school.
Or the ones that are flying at SAF and probably not Link, because a lot of youngsters there, but certainly the skippers and that fly SAF. I think you must have made up your mind that you're
I'm staying.
Exactly. Because there's so many opportunities around. I was chatting to my cousin this morning and, just about a few things, and he was talking about a few options he's got. So there's so many places you can go. And I think now it just depends where you want to go.
Yeah.
But like us, probably made a bit of a commitment to hang it out and hope ATNS and the likes keep the lights on.
Yeah. And the water flowing.
Only time will tell. And the water.
The
Joburg water. If you're not in Joburg, you know nothing of this. But basically for a month, Joburg just has had no water.
No, it's been...
It goes off for, I think, Bedford View. It was off for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Literally.
Pretoria hasn't had any water for the last sort of week. Going on a week and a half. People are starting to, like...
It gets a bit much.
Get a bit manky.
Yeah. Not good. But this is an international podcast, so let's go for some more international news here. Boeing has appointed Robert Kelly Ortberg as its new CEO, effective August 8th, succeeding David Colquhoun, who is retiring, of course. Ortberg, with 35 plus years in aerospace, was formerly CEO of Rockwell Collins. So thank goodness we've got an engineer.
Oh, and not a bean counter.
and not a bean counter in that role, which is pretty crucial, I think.
Yeah.
And hopefully that is a turnaround that Boeing need. They've had a bit of a leadership change in general. They announced that Ed Clark, the head of the MAX program, I wonder if he got a bonus, is leaving the company. This comes in the wake of ongoing scrutiny, of course. So, yeah, upper management change and, of course, CEO change, which was, of course, expected.
Awesome. I see Delta here seeks damages after a $500 million outage to the system. What was it on July? Middle of July? Cost the airline $500 million in lost revenue compensation at hotels. Delta is seeking damages from CrowdStrike and Microsoft. Oh, so that's that whole story where...
Yeah, well, I don't know enough about it, but is CrowdStrike obviously part of Microsoft?
I don't know.
Or something Microsoft uses. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably should have researched that a bit more.
Stop
But $500 million in lost revenue.
Yeah. That could sort out a few Patreons.
And cancel over 5,000 flights. It's crazy.
Madness.
United and Delta cancelled Tel Aviv flights due to tensions in the area effective July 31st. Other airlines include BA, Austrian, and Lufthansa also cancelled flights. LL flights remain unaffected. Tensions, of course, rose after the killing of the Hamas leader. I wouldn't want to be flying around in that area at the moment, to be honest.
No, not a sausage bean.
Hey,
no ways.
not for you.
How's this? The US to eliminate junk fees for family seating.
Yeah, this is that Southwest story.
So, I mean, I didn't even know about this, but there was a rule where the airlines were charging fees for parents to sit with their children on flights. So you pay to sit with your kids.
Exactly.
What a crock of shit.
Yeah, you thought that...
Yeah. Look, I'm not a big fan of the Biden administration, but...
something he got right.
They're putting in the rule to try and prohibit this. So that's the one thing I do agree with. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Crock of shit.
Yeah, that there's some silly thing. Look, imagine you going away with your family, you're all together, and your daughter's got to go sit at the back. No ways.
There's no ways.
So no, that's a good call. Well done, Joe, if you're still around and not your body double cruising around there. If you plan on traveling in the coming months, be aware several European countries, including Spain and France, are facing potential travel disruptions due to planned strikes. In Spain, security staff at Alicante Airport are staging a 5-day strike, 1st to the 4th of August. In France, motorway workers have begun their standard summer strikes, potentially affecting holiday travel. Nothing new there for the summer.
No.
This one I thought you would like, because I know you're all about carbon emissions.
Yeah.
Air New Zealand. They are withdrawing from its goal to reduce carbon emissions by 16.3%. They're pulling out.
Because they realized it's fucking impossible.
Yeah, it doesn't work. You can either make money or you can look after the environment.
Yeah.
They're not pulling out entirely. They're saying, look, they'll look at it for 2050. But the 2031, just keep us out of it for now, please.
Not now, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not going to happen.
Got to make some dollar.
That's it.
Not like Rex Regional.
Don't laugh, bro.
No, it's not like around 600 jobs have been lost there, with 360 employees being made redundant because Australia's third largest airline has now entered voluntary administration after failing to compete with Qantas and Virgin Australia.
I didn't realize they were so big. I thought...
I also thought they were a bit rinky-dink.
Smaller than that. The third biggest airline there.
Shit.
Yeah, not a rinky-dink operation. Another non-rinky-dink operation, Wizz Air reports a €1.2 million profit despite major issues. And the major issue there is the Pratt & Whitney engines. So it's doing all sorts of things. I know for a fact it's slowing down command upgrades and things like that. So internal in the airline. It causes waves all the way down. Not the last we'll be hearing about the Pratt & Whitney story, but yeah, it's affecting Wizz Air, and they anticipate improved profitability in the next financial year.
Very good. See, Korean Air have come up with a solution to fix the turbulence problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. By removing noodles from the economy class mid-flight snacks to reduce incidents and burn injury risks.
Yes, I actually not laugh, but you read it and you think, oh, this is rubbish. And then the next story came out and said a Ryanair flight from London Stansted made an emergency landing after a 9-year-old boy suffered 3rd-degree burns from spilling hot tea. So it's the same story, I suppose.
So it is real, huh?
Yeah. Noodles.
Hot tea.
Hot tea on a British flight and noodles on a Korean flight.
Yeah.
Different cultures, eh? Qatar Airways has committed to the A380. Thank goodness. You'll be seeing it around a bit more because I still think it's cool. I was at buying some biltong next to G5 the other day.
Or you were at G5.
Yeah. And Emirates came overhead in the 380.
Yeah.
It's still impressive.
Yeah, no.
So,
if you get your timing right, when you leave here in the afternoons, I often catch that one.
yeah, it's like 4 o'clock-ish or something.
Yeah. And when I winter time, you see it favouring runway 21, so you get a good glimpse of it. And
True story.
I'm a big fan. I do get airy. There's a thing about those quad jets that are just still massively cool.
100%. Oshkosh 2024 was a major success. 686,000 attendees, surpassing last year. Lots of special aircraft operations, and it was just cool. The event showcased 861 exhibitors and nearly 3,000 show planes, including 1,200 vintage aircraft and 337 warbirds. So cool. How long is Oshkosh? Like a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to happen in a day, I can tell you that much.
No.
So, yeah, that's awesome. Everyone that was there, highly jealous.
Yeah, very high on the bucket list to get that done. We'll get to visit Oshkosh when the New Zealand sorts out their carbon emissions.
Yeah.
The rate I'm going.
You know, I'll be the closest we'll get is a virtual reality trip of Oshkosh.
Oh, shit.
And this one is cool because it kind of falls into our financial sort of side of the pod. Archer Aviation finalizing its eVTOL manufacturing facility in Covington, Georgia, in partnership with Stellantis. The 400,000 square foot facility aims to produce 650 midnight eVTOL aircraft annually.
What's a midnight eVTOL aircraft?
I don't know, I suppose it's the name of their model.
Okay.
Phase 2 construction is nearly complete, and the facility is expected to be operational by year-end. Archer has conducted 233 test flights this year, targeting over 400 by the end of the year. So if you're looking at investing in one of these guys, maybe Archer now.
Yeah.
They're up there. Have you seen these drones? They built these drones are like minute little, they made thousands of these things.
Yeah.
And it goes and does sort of work that's too dangerous for humans to do. These sort of minute little drones, and they go up and they sort things out. And you look at this and you read the article and like, is this real? Should I talk about this on the podcast? Or is it's so out far-fetched. You look at this and like, are they saying this is what will happen? And no, it's legit. They have these things already.
Yeah.
So you get the impression with these eVTOL things that it's been a bit slow. I know they're carrying humans, so it's a different story. The drones we're talking about just go off and do their own thing. But still, at the end of the day, it's the eVTOL thing just hasn't really kicked off.
Yeah, it just hasn't really become reality enough yet.
We read lots of these stories like manufacturing facilities and accreditations and approvals, but like you don't see them. Other than in China, apparently they're bombing around the sky, but there.
I think it's going to be a bit like the iPad. You know, the iPad when it first came out was like a bit of a like a novelty, this and the next thing, and then fast forward 5, 6, 7 years later, then it became like everybody has an iPad.
True.
I think it's going to be similar to that sort of story. In a few years from now, it's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
It's quite exciting. But yeah, back on the topic of drones. I mean, drones are phenomenal. Oshkosh, for example, I don't know if you saw that video clip of that night show with the drones. I mean, it's phenomenal what they're doing with those things.
That's crazy.
And I get it, it's dangerous work like power lines.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That kind of stuff. It makes sense.
Yeah. No, but I suppose when there's humans on board, then it's a different ball game.
Yeah, for sure.
Sport this weekend, there's nothing I could find other than the British MotoGP. MotoGP, motorbikes.
MotoGP, yeah.
So Brad Binder and the squad.
Yeah, I know. Formula One, I think they're on their summer break right now. And
UFC, big one this month, I think the 17th of August.
Yeah.
Drickus.
Yeah. Wiki. He's going to be fighting down under.
And I think it's on the same... It'll be in the evening, so the Bokke are playing Oz, I think, in Perth in the morning.
Ooh, that's gonna be a big day.
South Africa time. So yeah, big day.
Gee whiz.
I wonder if he'll have. He may even have Khaleesi or Irban in his corner or something. That'll be cool.
How could that be?
Yeah, that'll be legit.
Yes, I might take the next day off, bro.
I've taken. I've put there on my calendar, not available for anything, because that's a big one.
Yeah.
Shop, pal.
Cool, man. That was fun.
Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it. If you want more videos like this, please make sure you subscribe, share it along, and if you want to become a Patreon, it's one click. It'll help us a lot.
We appreciate it. Take it easy. Catch you on the next one.
Bye for now.
Ciao.